My granny squared too close to the sun. Now I have to wrap my wrist in the bandage. But I don't regret these. Remind me to never attempt to attach a lining to a bag ever again. Linings don't exist for me now. I'm done. Hi, welcome to me attempting to make a tote bag using granny squares for the very first time. I'm making this for my mummy. She's using the Sunburst granny squares. These are the pastel shades that I already had in my stash, and they go well with this Ganga Soft and Smooth yarn that I bought specifically for this project. Side note, this is so supremely soft. I love it. So my plan is to make Sunburst granny squares using this, and these are how much I've already completed. I've made 2 in blue, 2 in darker blue, 2 in pink, and the yellow one is in progress. I have double stranded these, like using one from the center and the other from the end, from the outside. One center pull and one outside pull. Because I'm using a 4 mm hook to make these because of this yarn. Because this requires a 4 mm hook, right? And I didn't want to go out and buy any more yarn, so I'm just double stranding all these. My granny squared too close to the sun. Now I have to wrap my wrist in the bandage. But I don't regret these. I have finished making all the granny squares and now I have sorted them and pinned them together based on whether I want them to be in the front panel, back panel, or the side panel. Side note, why did anybody tell me that making granny squares is so addictive? Like, my hand is hurting. Yesterday when I was making these, my hand was hurting. Yet I made 2 more. Explain the science behind that. Does anybody else get really excited when a project starts taking its shape? Like, I'm doing all the steps, like, I'm doing everything, but when you actually start to see some progress on it, it is so exciting. Like, this is actually amounting to something. Come on, that is so cool. Like this. See, I can actually see how the purse is going to look, and I was so excited. I literally cannot wait to finish all of this. Okay. I'm going to pin these together with some paper clips so that it is easier to join, and I'm just going to do single crochet joins all along the edges. Finished joining the side panel squares, so now it is just a long strip of granny squares. So I arranged all the unstitched granny squares from the back panel just to see how the entire formed purse would look, entire assembled purse would look. This is the side panels, side and the below panels. I'm just trying it out to see how it would look. And this is the stitched one that I did last night. And I'm just gonna gently keep it over this. Ah, it looks so good. I can almost see the finished product, finished purse. It looks so good. Look at it. It's gonna look so amazing when it's done. Now that I've joined all the 19 granny squares, this is the front panel and this is back panel and the side ones. I just have to join it this way. 2 here, 3 here and 2 more here. Once that is done, a row of single crochets at the top and the straps. And that would make it complete, but still I want to add an inner lining to the purse. I'm starting here with the slip knot. I'm going to weave in all these ends as and when they come along. One more side done, bottom done. Ooh, it looks so good. Now I have to connect the front panel. Beginning on the next one. Same way. Single crochet all the way. Finished, I finished it. It is done. So now it can stand on its own. Look at it. The next step is pretty simple. One that I can do even with my eyes closed. Just continuous, I think 4 rows of single crochet all along. Or maybe should I do double crochet? No, single crochet would be better. Double crochet would have that spaces in between that would spoil the look of everything. Single crochet does not have that problem. This is practically invisible right now, but once I finish it along, I think it will look drastically different. I have only this much amount of yarn left. I don't know if that would be enough to make the single crochet rows plus the straps. I'll have to check. Okay, so I am not entirely sure if this much yarn would be enough to make the rows of single crochet and the strap. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the strap first, then how much ever yarn is left, that is going to make those rows. So that would be better, like instead of running out of yarn to make the strap, I'll finish that first, and how much ever is left, that would make this one, because only that part would be remaining after that. So I'm going to open this single crochet row. It's like barely even visible, first row. I have also finished off 2 straps for the bag. The variegation is looking pretty, not variegation is for plants. The colorway is looking good. Close up, yes. I followed a tutorial. I'll put that in the description box. From the pretty slanting pattern. It is not like very stretchy. It is not very strong. Very unstretchy either. Not strong. It is decently strong, but it has a bit of stretch. But that's okay. I finished a row of single crochet at the top. You can see it here. This is the granny square one and the row of single crochet all across. Now I'm starting a row of double crochet at the end, as a second row, not the end, because I only have this much amount of yarn left and it's not going to be enough for multiple rows of single crochet, so I want to build height and build it fast. Okay, so I know I completed this row of double crochet at the top, but I think I want one more row above it. A row of double crochet over it would look pretty, I think. It already looks good, but that row would make it pop, I guess. So I know that I've already completed this. What I'm thinking is, since I cleared out my scrap yarn stash, this is all usable scrap yarn that I have. I made it into a ball, and what I am thinking is I want to make a row of double crochet in place of this one, in place of this white colored row, because the whole project is white and like white and gray and these solid sunburst. So a row of random colored yarn in place of this, and then this row will be shifted above. Would look good. At least that is what I'm thinking. So just as a trial, I am opening this the row above these three granny squares, 1, 2 and 3, just to have a feel about how this scrap yarn double crochet row would look like. Here's the completed border with the multicolored scrap yarn. I did only 2 for the time being. So how does it look? I am not quite sure if I want that on all sides. Does this look better or this? I don't know. I'll have to let this idea marinate in my head for a while, and I'll see if I want to continue or not. I had no idea what to decide, so I opened the question to the public. The public, that is all of 7 people, have given their verdict. Multicolored border has won by a whopping 3 votes. Yay! So a multicolored border has been made. Now on to joining the straps. I made sure to stitch it multiple times so that it does not come undone. Finishing all of that off, look at this pretty thing. It is so pretty I could throw it off a cliff. Look at that. I made it. I made it. After spending so much blood, sweat and tears, I have completed it. Of course, no crochet project is complete without everybody's favorite task, weaving in the tails and ends and all that. With the crochet part done, I move on to making the lining. I move on to measuring the bag. I find out the length, the breadth and the width of it. It comes out to be 9.5 in length, 12.5 in breadth and 4 inches across. Next, I iron the lining material because I don't like to work with wrinkly fabric. I did some super complicated maths to figure out what size of the fabric I need to cut. The size basically came down to 19.5 by 4 inches sized rectangle. The way I did this was adding the length of the bag twice because it is the front panel as well as the back panel. So length multiplied by 2 plus length of the bottom panel. Apart from the lining, I also wanted 2 pockets on the inside, one of which will close by using velcro and the other will be divided into like smaller pockets. So I need to be cutting the fabric for that as well.
Editor Ardat here. Is it just me or does anyone else feel like I am overcomplicating this by doing so much maths and adding in so many steps to making a simple thing?
All the lining pieces have been cut and they are exactly, note the word, exactly the size of the folded up bag. Hindsight 2020, but it is going to come and bite me on the nose later on. I'm trying out the positions of the pocket and seeing if They have also been cut properly. A few more things to do before I start sewing all the pieces together. The bottom of the bag needs some support to make it more sturdy. So I found this old canvas material from somewhere in my stash, and that is perfect to line the base of the bag with it. I'm cutting this to the size of the bottom strip of granny squares, and that is what I'm going to attach to the inner lining. I'm gathering together all the rest of the things. So here's a zipper that I will be using to open and close the bag. Yeah. And the velcros which are going to be attached to the inside pockets. I am aligning the canvas to the bag lining so that it is perfectly in the center of it and it lies on the bottom, and pinning it in place so that it does not move around when I am sewing it on the machine. On the sewing machine, I'm making sure the thread is going where it needs to be and the bobbin is in place where it needs to be. Now, finally comes the part of sewing all the cut pieces together and seeing the whole thing come to life magically. This is how it looks after the canvas is sewn to the center. This is pocket number one that I have sewn and divided into three different pockets by just simply sewing a line across the piece. So it has different sized pockets to keep different size things. Pocket number two, this can be closed with a velcro. I sewed two pieces of velcro at each of the side to secure it. The pockets are done, and so I am completed with making the inside of the bag. So I sewed all the pockets, and I've put in the liner in the bag. But the thing is, it is falling short. I don't know how, I don't know why. I did so much maths, you know. It is falling short. When I line this edge to edge, it is falling short of an inch here. See. And what about this? This is all empty. I, I don't know what I did wrong. Now I guess I'll have to cut in a strip of this length for both the sides and sew it along the edge, all along. Then somehow I guess it will be the same size. And I still have to add the zipper. I didn't even think about adding the zipper till yet. I've cut the extra strip for the side thing, and I'm double checking, triple checking, four checking even that the size is correct. Yeah. So I've finished attaching the strips to both sides to increase the width. I am going to test it out by putting it in the crochet bag and see if it is right or not. If it is not, I'm going to be so disappointed. I did so much maths. It's all wrong. Ugh. This bird could not have said it any better. This is exactly me. So it seems like it is fitting, but it is better than the last time. I will make any adjustments if necessary. Finally, this is almost the end of the project. This pink one is falling short because of the increased width. So I had this black one on hand, which I have pinned in place to sew it. It is almost done. Uh, Zipper is complete. Just have to attach this to the bag, and it is starting to look like what I saw in the tutorial videos. Boxed off corner and the zipper with the pockets is inside. So I put the lining inside the bag to pin it and sew it and finish everything off. But the thing is, the thing is, it's inside out. I attached the zipper on the wrong side, and now, like, the pockets are on the inside. Okay, but so this position is proper. This bag is also proper. Right side outside, wrong side inside with all the ends, unweaved ends in between the lining and the outside. But but the zipper is facing the wrong side out. Like, this was the last step. This was supposed to finish off the entire thing. Like, come on, I gotta redo that. I gotta I gotta redo the last two steps again and attach the zipper again. Remind me to never attempt to attach a lining to a bag ever again. If I crochet a bag again, no lining, nothing. This is gonna stay just the way it is. Linings don't exist for me now. I'm done. I've been working for this. I'm working on this since the morning. I started at around 12. It is now 11ish p.m. Like, I was doing other things in the middle, in in between all of that, but still, come on, a whole day to just do a lining of a bag. This is stupid. I can't deal with this anymore. I need some chai. Chai break time, I guess.
2,000 years later.
I think I'll open half of the side that is sewed together. Then open up the zipper. Then attach it right side properly. Then sew it back up. You know what the thing is? I was considering doing the zigzag stitch on all the edges, on all the raw edges here. Good thing that I did not. Because I was like, it's already late. I'm getting lazy. I'm getting sleepy. I'm getting tired. My back hurts from sitting all day long. So let's just sew this straight and finish it off. Good thing that I did not, because otherwise I would have been sitting here ripping all those stitches as well. Is the stiff zipper fabric, it is a bit difficult to pull the stitches apart. And I have to actually focus on it if I don't want to rip off the lining fabric. I'll meet you when I'm starting to reattach the zipper. And I'm starting again. But this time I'm doing opposite of what I did last time, previous time. If this goes wrong again, I'm done. This is gonna remain lineless. I'm gonna burn this and I'm done with it. I don't care. I am done. My back hurts like anything. Okay, so previously I attached this part to here, like on the back of it. So somehow it got upside down and it went wrong somehow. I don't know. This time I've tried and tested it properly. So when I attach it here, it's going to flip over like this, and it will be on the right side out. I hope. I don't know. I'll try. I'm hoping this goes well. It's 12:30. I'm not giving up on this. And I think I finally finished it properly this time. I followed the tutorial word by word, exactly as the lady was saying, exactly as she was instructing, and I think I've done it properly this time. So I've just pinned this experimentally just to see if this is proper, and it seems like it is so. The right side is proper. I can see the pockets, and once this is all sewn up, all the raw edges are going to be invisible. But before I sew all this up, I just have to do a quick zigzag stitch on the edges because this is fraying a lot more than I anticipated, so I will have to just do a quick zigzag. But other than that, this is almost done. Finally done, almost. The last step will be this one. The one before that, the second last one is this. Once I finish this off, it will be complete. Finally, I can finally say finally that it will be done. I don't have that serger stitch in my sewing machine, so I work with what I have. I did a quick zigzag stitch across so that the fabric stops fraying. I've pinned up the lining with the bag almost at every other inch, and it is ready to be sewn. It's done. Everything is done. Chain is working properly. It is placed correctly. But since it is 2:30ish right now, in-depth review tomorrow. It is the next day today. That was quite a night. Okay, so this was the sketch I made when I was planning the project, just to have an idea of how the bag might look. I started it on 18th of January and I just wrote out what I wanted in the bag. So solid color flowers in the center, and surrounding ones should be like speckled colors with acrylic yarn and random colors but consistent solid centers. That was what the plan was. And ta-da! Bag is done. I've completed it. That is one more project down in my endless list of projects. So the zipper is attached properly. It took me only like a million attempts to do it. Opens up nicely. Pockets on both the sides. One velcroed. The other three non-velcroed. The hair is everywhere. Hair is woven into the crochet, sewn into the edges, everywhere. Anyways, three more pockets of varying or different sizes on this side. Plenty of storage space. Sturdy straps. Let me just close this. I slip stitched over both the sides of the straps, so it is not as stretchy as before. I still think maybe I should have made this strap a bit thicker, but since I was running out of yarn, so I think it's fine for this. This is my first granny square project ever. I hadn't made any granny squares before this. The easiest part from this was obviously making all the crochet stuff, and the part obviously with the most difficulty was working with the lining. Like whenever I work with a zipper, something or the other happens, and it's always a gamble whether I'll get the correct thing on the first go or I'll have to redo the entire thing. One thing I noticed is uh, re-sewing a fabric is like feels way worse than frogging and redoing a crochet project. I don't know why. Like essentially, there's not much difference in it. But frogging crochet projects feels easier than re-sewing everything. What I learned from this project is if I can avoid lining a bag, I'll do that. No more lining it. But again, if lining is going to help elevate the look of the bag, I just might do it. I will see, but as far as I can, I will try not to. Lesson learned. This is sarcasm, by the way. This bag is, I've made this bag for my mummy. I'm not going to use this, my mom is going to use it. Okay, so this one is done. All the patterns that I've used will be linked down in the description. All the tutorials I've used down in the description below. Big thanks to all the people who make the tutorials. This would not be existing without them. Yep, you know the drill, like, share and subscribe for more chaotic-ish vlogs.